Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave. Don't need anybody getting in trouble around here. Come on back when you are 13. Or when YouTube decides that it's actually okay for family-friendly content to be seen by all. So yeah. You're still watching, aren't you? Turn it off. Turn it off now. Parents, where are you? Do your job.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Marvel Legends 80 Years, the Uncanny X-Men, Wolverine, Ninja Wolverine, Poo-Poo Wolverine. It is a Wolverine on a vintage card back. We got the back of the package and it has that stupid looking Wolverine face even drawn horribly on the back. I guess that's a concept art or whatever they were doing. Then we got everybody else in the wave, which everybody's pretty solid except for Wolverine. I mean, this Wolverine's weak. And we do get a read-up on this figure, so feel free to pause it if you want to read it. And then the price that it was retailing at GameStop was $22.99, but I got it on the clearance, so I paid like $5 for this figure, and I even feel like that was too much. I am so happy I didn't pay retail for this figure. Out of the box, he is a hungry Wolverine, and he comes with some gripping hands right there, some ones to hold this sword right there, which the sword actually isn't horrible. It's the main reason I wanted it. If it'll focus here, this sword is pretty cool. It has like a gray handle, which you really can't see on camera. Well, it doesn't help that it's blurry, but it has like a grayish blue handle. It's painted, sculpted great, and it's a black blade, so very cool. So this is awesome. Nobody told me that we had to feed this damn figure. Wolverine's face looks like he has gotten shot in the face with Spider-Man's web, and his eyes are painted. And yeah, look at that. Look at that open mouth. Looks like he's hacking up a hairball type of facial expression. I'm not a fan of it, but I do like the hair. The hair looks great. I love the blue sort of highlights on it. And man, they could have just gave him a normal straight face, a good normal straight face, and we'd have been good. Like, this is not him like being angry. He just looks like he's an old man, sort of like, "Hey kid, get off my lawn," you know, that type of face. The body is a sort of like a matte black type of plastic, which is good. His arms have hair on it. They're all scriggly. It just looks like somebody took like a pencil to it, but it works. I'd rather have this than just bare arms. And speaking of bare arms, it looks like he got bit right up in that shoulder, right up there. You see that plastic's all chunked out. Another thing that was great is, just like with all these figures that have these claws, that thing came out all crooked, and you can even see the thing's not even like lined up where it needs to go. That's unfortunate. The belt itself, it's actually sculpted, it has texture on it. They could have added a wash, but the belt buckle is actually painted black. His legs are in the matte black as well. And then, you know, it's like, it's not a bad buck, actually. Like, this is basically for customizers. I feel like this would be perfect for customizers. And then we get into his boots that are not sculpted, but they are a glossy paint, which has a decent effect there. It's, you know, separating the two where it's just not a solid black, like matte black, which they could have done that. They went the little extra mile for the glossiness for the boots, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Figure overall, though, is just like, if we had a different face, this actually might work. Do I have something? Let me sort of just try to use this as an example what if, just trying to see something here, if I made a custom ninja mask where all you see is eyes, that might work. Okay, this figure may be salvageable. It's going to require a little piece of black fabric. You probably find it on some old underwear or a pair of socks or something. But you can cover that nasty face of his, and the eyes and having a little ninja mask may work. Or you could probably sculpt it out of clay and stick it into his mouth and like mold it in there. Let's go ahead and just dive into his articulation. His head is on, a ball joint and a disc hinge, so he can look up that far. He can look down quite a bit. Full 360 owl head, a lot of attitude going on there, so a lot of motion out of that. Very, very, very good stuff. He has these butterfly joints, and these things are tight as can be. Look at it, is not working very well when it comes to these things. They're just super tight. I need to spray it with WD-40. No, really, just need something because those butterfly joints are stiff as can be. He does have the disc hinge in the shoulder. His arm can go about that far. Full 360. It's got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, wrist rotation, and there's bend in the wrist. There's a separate piece for the cuffs there. Yeah, I just don't know how I feel. Keep hitting my dial and it's making foam sounds. But yeah, the arms are really stiff, which I mean is not a bad thing, but the butterflies don't really work. Ab crunch works very, very well. Leaning forward, not much gappage in the back, which is great. And then he can lean back only that far. He does not. Oh, he does. Wait, is it under? Yeah, there it is. He gets some waist swivel that's very tight. That's weird. Bookshelf hips, but cool. We have that. You can cover it with that red belt of his. Doing the splits, not pulling off a Van Damme at all, but it works. He does have the thigh cut, double jointed knee, no boot cut, but the crazy ankle bend that doesn't want to work, and the pivot that is overly generous, but he can kick up, not crazy field goal, but a little bit over. It's over a Spartan kick, almost a field goal. So you get that typical Marvel Legends style articulation, but he's really stiff, and he's not, all jokes aside, he's not a bad figure. It's just he's not the best figure. So you could definitely get him crouched down, holding his sword, in some good positions, due to the fact that he does have a buttload of articulation. This Wolverine with his big old feet actually gets into some great poses. I just have him sprinting with the sword hanging out from the side. And just to show you guys, I balanced him out to where he can actually get into a nice running, attacking position. And he looks great. Here we have the real reason I picked that Wolverine up for $5. Now my Havoc doesn't have all weird Popeye arms and looks better with the cuffs for his gloves. So when it comes to Ninja Wolverine, he is good fodder. He is good for posing. He's just really good for a customizer's world. And honestly, it's $5 is the most I personally would go with for this figure, because I really don't have any attachment to this style of Wolverine, and I really dig katanas and I really dig ninjas, so it's like I can see myself doing some sort of custom with this. So that's going to be fun to mess around with, but he is also fun to sort of mix and sort of do what I'm doing right now. So in the end, it's not a bad figure for articulation. Gets some great poses, and it really fails a lot with the head sculpt the facial expression. And then I wish there was just more accessories that came with the figure besides some alternate hands and a sword that doesn't even have a sheath for it to go into. But other than that, that sums up my unboxing review of Ninja Wolverine from the vintage 80 years wave. If you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, as I'm always going to be pumping out content as quickly as I can. And I want you guys to make sure you check out Toyco Toys and Collectibles. Website down below. Check out what they got. If you see something, use the promo code down there for you guys to get free shipping. And I want you guys to make sure that you check out the 2 Facebook groups. You got the community, interact with fellow customers and Toyco and collectors and all that good stuff. And then you also have the pre-order group, which allows you to get dibs on some amazing priced items when they're coming out. And make sure you guys also look out for my group, Plastic Cannibals. Small, tight-knit family of collectors throughout the country, even some across the pond. So feel free to come on over, answer the 3 questions to get into Plastic Cannibals and start sharing your collection. Let's talk about figures and all that good stuff. So I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.